Hi everybody, I just realized I haven't actually told anybody what my GARBAUGUST TBR is going to be. I know a lot of other YouTubers have been making videos about this. I kind of wanted to keep it a secret, but at the same time, I think I should probably share it with you. So tomorrow, being August the 2nd, will be my first GARBAUGUST entry, and I have so far reviewed Bear by Marian Engel and The Searing by John Coyne, and I'm currently in the middle of rereading Chances by Jackie Collins, which I'm really excited about because I actually read it when I was a kid. Now the cover that I read had this, or the book I read as a kid had this cover, and look at that, isn't that fantastic? But it's also, it's almost 700 pages, so I have a lot of reading to do between now and the end of week 1, which is dedicated to sex and or violence. And it's only been recently that I've learned the term bonkbuster, but apparently I did read quite a few of these as a kid, so I'm looking forward to revisiting that part of my youth. Now for week 2, which is vintage, so that's anything published before 1980. The choices that I made are Flowers in the Attic by our good old friend and trashmonger extraordinaire, V.C. Andrews. And this Flowers in the Attic was one of the few books that she wrote herself in full, so I think I want to stick with classic Andrews. And I also want to revisit a book which is pretty notorious in horror circles, especially after the re-release by I think it's, oh, I can't remember, it's, I want to say Vagabond, but that doesn't sound right. Valancourt, no, something beginning with a V. Anyway, there's a publisher that's been re-releasing some of the books that were mentioned in Paperbacks from Hell, and this one is one of them. Let's Go Play at the Adams, and I'm pretty sure that's the cover that was on the book that I read as a kid. So for me, GARBAUGUST does have a very nostalgic sort of quality too, because, you know, I read so many trashy books as a kid. So Let's Go Play at the Adams and Flowers in the Attic, and then for extra credit on the bingo card, I have lined up the Executioner series as number 10, Don Pendleton. Honestly, I've never in my life read anything that could be considered a men's adventure book, so kind of excited about reading this Executioner book. Now for week 3, Anything Goes, I have chosen Gila, which is both an animal attack book and was published, and it was also published under a pseudonym, so there's 2 on the bingo card for that one. I'm going to read that one because it's written by Catherine Patasek under the, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, under the pseudonym Les Simons, and I've been connected with Catherine for some time, since she was my mentor with the Horror Writers Association. So she's a lovely, lovely woman, and I have never actually read any of her work before, so this good a time as any, and that cover is just fantastic. Also during the Anything Goes week, I noticed on Amazon that they have apparently there are 7 in the Anonymous Diaries series by Beatrice. I think Beatrice Sparks was the editor. So I think I'm going to revisit Go Ask Alice. I know it's a pretty safe choice, but who knows? Now that's the plan. I'm also really curious about a nonfiction book called Unmask Alice, and it actually is a deep dive into just how it came out that these books were fake and written by somebody who really had no business writing them, and just the exploited nature of it. It's called Unmask Alice. Here, I'll show you. Unmask Alice, LSD, Satanic Panic, and the Imposter Behind the World's Most Notorious Diaries. Now, another book that I hope to read if it comes in time, because I'm very excited. I found it, but there's only 2 left in stock. I don't know if they are going to, sell out their supply of Wheels, a Degrassi book. Okay. I am a little bit ashamed of my Degrassi fandom, but I'm actually quite proud of it. I'm sure that many, many people of a certain age, of my age, around my age, growing up in the 80s in Canada, Degrassi was our jam. The original Degrassi, Degrassi Junior High, The Kids of Degrassi Street, Degrassi High, and of course the notorious Degrassi Schools Out movie, which was the first and possibly only incident of somebody saying fuck on national TV in Canada in the 80s, or actually it was 92 that movie came out. It was great. And I do still periodically go back and watch it every now and again. I'm a little bit ashamed and a little bit, well, something about GARBAUGUST, we can't really be too ashamed, right? So hopefully I can order that and it will be here in time to read it for GARBAUGUST. I still haven't chosen a celebrity book. And I am also toying with the idea of reading something by William W. Johnstone. Now, Johnstone was a very prolific author of Westerns. But after he died in 2004, his niece, somebody in his family, took up the mantle and started somehow co-authoring these insane alt-right tomes, okay? There was a book called Trigger Warning that came out about 3 or 4 years ago and was roundly mocked. You can look it up on YouTube. It's pretty hilarious. So I'm seriously considering reading one of those because he did write a series. The first one was called something like The Devil's Kiss. And it feeds right into the moral panic, satanic panic, ridiculousness of its time. So I am seriously considering reading that one, but that might actually be my lead into Satanic September. I haven't quite decided yet, but it will also depend on, how much time I have and if I manage to finish the books that I've got on the list. And then the last of the week, I think I'd like to save those for the surprise because I did find one WTF that I'm really looking forward to. And then the end of the week possibly, or the end of the month possibly, another Metal Monday if I get time, possibly another book if I finish it in time. Not sure I will because it's beyond trash, it's garbage, but who knows, right? So anyway, those are the ones that I'm definitely going to read and the ones that I have an idea I'm going to read, but things do kind of change in my plans because I run out of time. Like I said, I'm not as fast a reader as some of the other booktubers, but I will do my best to get those out there and, make GARBAUGUST as much fun as possible. So I hope you're reading lots of great books, lots of great trash this month. And as I said again before, you're not going to see quite as much horror this month, but I really do hope that this will be an entertaining month of reading. Have a great day.